What's up, guys? Want to do a video today covering how I scalp and the two indicators I use for day trading, and just basically covering how I will go over my trades during the day if the market's looking a little weak. On especially the last couple of weeks when OTCs have been slow, small caps, large cap, pretty much everything's been very slow. Everything's kind of in a downhill trend, so there's not much going on to go on the long side. Swings aren't really working, so it's definitely a scalper's market on both the long and short side. Specifically today, it was an excellent day to provide opportunities for puts and stuff like that. So, of course, the two indicators that I use are the 9 EMA and the KST. One thing I'm looking for at the 9 EMA is I'm looking for a consolidation pattern around support with a falling 9 EMA acting as resistance. So, good example on SPY right here at the opening bell or around close to there. You saw a nice flush. The You had about 6 red candles in a row. It rejected that 9 EMA multiple times, along with the downtrend in the KST. Now, once it found some support and the KST started to get a little bottomed out, it started seeing a little spiky action right there. And of course, you got a candle body through that 9 EMA. You start seeing uptrend and a completely different pattern. It was holding that as support, and then we got the same thing going on as we saw right here. We saw it was rejecting that as resistance, and then the KST was broken. Maybe want to get out on that call side, around that KST break, pretty much right at that top. Take position on the short side once the 9 EMA is acting as resistance. Bounces off, tested a couple times right there. KST starts to get a little shaky right here. Maybe you want to take some profit around this turn. Um, Looks like maybe a fake breakout right here. Doesn't quite get past this resistance. And then once again on the short side, the 9 EMA acting as resistance. KST still broken, not much uptrend. And you can pretty much ride this 9 EMA all the way down to close. Another great example would be AMD today. Provided good opportunities. Same thing at the opening bell, that 9 EMA acting as a great resistance. Once you see that, the KST is broken, and then same thing right at that reversal point. KST pretty much pointed the exact bottom on AMD today. You got that big candle right there, and that's when you want to switch. 9 AMA acting as support, and then once that KST breaks, switch right back to the put side, and it provided a good opportunity in that last little flush. 9 AMA acting as resistance. A little bit of the opposite going on with Walmart today. It was on a pretty steady uptrend. If it can pull up, maybe. Sorry, my computer has been acting very strange. Keep trying to get this video uploaded, but it just keeps crashing on me. All right, we got Walmart here. Provided a good opportunity on the long side. You could have taken this KST cross. I would recommend using the 5-minute and then hollow candles. I know I'm a big fan of Heikin-Ashi, but for day trading, I do like hollow candles because I can watch the full candle develop throughout each 5-minute period. So 9 EMA acting as support. Almost dipped under there, but not quite. KST still not broken. KST pretty much broke right around here, pretty much close to near the top. And as soon as that 9 EMA crossed over as well. So then, once again, if you wanted to maybe hold something overnight, you saw that 9 EMA acting as resistance, a nice flush into the bottom. But it opened up a great opportunity on entries around this area once that KST crossed up, once that 9 AMA acted as support at that 142 range, all the way up to the 144 range. Next one we're going to take a look at is an OTC ILUS. Now, I do not recommend always using the 9 EMA and KST on the 5-minute charts in the OTC just because usually they're not liquid enough, not enough dollar volume. But with ILUS, since it is priced in at 0.31 and there was enough volume today, you could have used it today as an opportunity. You could have entered in right at this KST cross up, 9 AMA acting as support, still kind of acting as support. Maybe this might have been a good place to exit. KST is kind of broken, but 9 AMA hasn't fully crossed. Price isn't fully dropped below that 9 EMA. So hang on to maybe half right there, and you're riding that all the way up to a fully broken KST, right all the way pretty much at the dead top. Once that 9 EMA acts as resistance, play that from 0.26 to the 0.32 range. Next one we'll take a look at is Amazon. Same thing, opening flush, 9 EMA acting as resistance, broken KST. It tries to reclaim. It doesn't quite reclaim all the way. And then last minute. And then another flush right there. KST then starts beginning to curl. 9 EMA act as support. And we got the same little wave from up, down, and 9 EMA then acting as support all the way back up. getting rejected at resistance. KST breaks. You're taking profit. You're switching to the put side. 9 EMA acting as resistance. Maybe you get something right here. You want to take some profit, but 9 EMA really doesn't start that little curl back up action. So you get once again that flush to end the day. So you get a nice move all the way from 31.36 to 31.81, and then 31.81 all the way down to 31.23. So plenty of room to make money there. Of course, this doesn't work on everything. Pixie's a good example. It was a render today. Wasn't really much to play with here. KST was pretty much broken the entire day. Wasn't much to tell. 9 EMA was kind of just moving along with it. Wasn't really providing excellent support, excellent resistance. It would have been hard to play. Candles are kind of everywhere, not enough volume. So do be wary of that. Usually, I will prefer this method best with large caps stuff where there is enough volume that is moving every minute. There's buys and sells going on every second, and you can see a clear pattern in the chart of a clear uptrend, a clear downtrend. Next one we'll look at is Neo. Another example of something that maybe you don't got anything going there. Neo wasn't really following anything. Maybe you want to try something right here on this 9 EMA, but just another example of it was in a downtrend, but the 9 EMA wasn't really acting as that great as resistance. It was kind of just spiking around. KST same thing. Wasn't really much going on here. So always beware that it's not going to work for everything. If it's not really, there's no pattern there, then don't try to force anything. Tesla is another example of large cap that it was working very well with today. 9 AMA was acting great as resistance. It was just bouncing off wick after wick after wick. Then finally got some KST bottom out action right here. As long as there's some great support, 9 AMA switches as support. And then KST breaks up right across this area. You're switching right back to the put side. Broken KST. 9 AMA acting as resistance. Great to play on either side. So that's about all I have for you guys today. Sorry I went a little quick. Was just trying to get all that covered. So the main takeaways, we'll go ahead and pull up SPY real quick. I do have a video on how I set up my KST indicator. If you guys want to check out that, it is my favorite indicator. I use it for my 5 minute. I use it for my 30 minute. I use it for my 1 day. But I would not recommend using for the 1 minute. 5 minute is my favorite. So make sure to watch that video so you know what I'm talking about on the crossing up and the crossing on the down. Hope you guys learned something about the 9 EMA on how to play these resistance when it's acting as resistance and how to play that downtrend. And then once you see that curve, playing it on the uptrend, once you see it acting as support, and then of course combining them two together will provide an excellent opportunity for you when it comes to scalping options when the market's looking a little weak and you don't want to have to deal with that stress of carrying your bags and carrying all of your swings that are hurting you every day. So make sure to check out my other videos on the KST and support and resistance, of course. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good night and a safe rest of your week.